Hey guys, CryptoDad here. Thanks for joining me again on the Saturday night live stream live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about the news. We'll talk about altcoins. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys. And as always, I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can't get your problem solved right here live. So why don't we get started? I'm here again with the rig and my little backdrop behind me. Changed the streaming theme again this week. Someone in the comments wasn't happy with my light show, is how he referred to it. I get it. You know, I'm a little old for this, I guess you could say. This is the coffee cup that my daughter bought for me. Can you guess how old I am? But, you know, I'm just trying to make the stream more engaging. So just doing the best that I can. If you guys like the news formats, let me know. If you don't, let me know. I aim to please. I want to do this stream and make it enjoyable for everyone who attends. To be honest with you, it seems to me that the vast majority of the people in the stream are regulars. So, you know, if you're a regular and you're like, I can't stand this, let me know. So I really appreciate it. Hopefully when the crypto market takes off, if the crypto market takes off this year, we'll have more people in here that are into learning more about crypto and self-custody, and that would be great for me. So why don't we jump into the news? For those of you who are not familiar with my live stream, we generally will go through the news at the beginning. And I also have some things in the description down below that you can check out. If you'll, there's a little blurb here about what the stream is all about. And did this? Yeah. I was like, sometimes you know, of course I modify this before the stream starts, and I thought that I hadn't, or that it had fallen back to where it was last week, but no, it's updated. Thank goodness. So those are the things I plan on doing tonight. Of course, I can always get interrupted and sidetracked. That's always a lot of fun. So we'll see. I'm also getting a new camera next week. I got it ordered. It's the Elgato Facecam Pro. Yeah, this is it on their website. It's the first 4K 60 FPS webcam out there. I've looked around. I can't find them anywhere else. And they were back ordered. Now it says buy. So, but I actually bought mine. And so it's shipped. I guess they ship them out of wherever they make them. I think they're the Corsair, I know, is a French company. Elgato is a subsidiary of them, but I believe the cameras are made in Taiwan, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know about the rest of their stuff. I know, you know, my rig that I've got back in the background there is pretty much all Corsair parts, like Corsair case, Corsair fans, Corsair memory, Corsair cooler. So yeah, I really like Corsair, and all my streaming gear is Elgato. You know, my webcam, my green screen, my lights. Yeah, so yeah, it's cool. So we'll see what happens when this thing comes in. It ought to be fun. So that's that. And then if you look down a little further, there's ways to get a hold of me. Feel free to check out my Twitter, my YouTube, my Instagram, and feel free to shoot me an email. I don't do one-on-one tech support anymore, but I have helped a lot of people just back and forth through email. It kind of forces both of us to think clearly and concisely. And, I'll start off on an email and back and forth, and I can look back over the chain and see that I just did not understand the question or what they were trying to get across to me in the first couple of exchanges. So it's a learning process for both of us. But usually once I know what you're asking, I can usually help you out. Right. Disclaimer, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Is this going to work? Hey, look at that. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I appreciate it. Okay, that worked, I guess. At least it did. That one time it worked. And then we've got all the stories that we're going to talk about tonight linked so that you can check them out if you want to. It'll be cool. No, I did not notice that Bitcoin was under attack. LOL. I did not. I hadn't heard that story yet. But I did sit down today and get some stories ready. So let's kind of dive into those. Bitcoin sets new May high above 29.5K as traders eye breakout. If you read articles about the market, you'll find people going back and forth over, what the market's going to do next. But so I chose to include this article because they say the market's going to go up, right? I'm getting I keep getting behind that deer. I think that deer is kind of cool for the web frame, right? The webcam frame. I think it's pretty cool, but it is kind of in the way. But hey, what the heck? It's fun. Bitcoin bulls slowly claw back ground on the road to 30,000 rematch to a $30,000 rematch as the U.S. banking crisis lingers. That sounds like what was that? The Cranberries, right? Do you have to let it linger? That's what the banks are singing. Bitcoin, which at the moment is 28,882, eyed a reclaim of further lost ground on May 5th as 30,000 remained in play. Data from Cointelegraph's Market Pro and TradingView found BTC US dollar pair as it spiked 29,529. On Bitstamp, a new May high. The pair had dipped with United States equities at the Wall Street Open the day prior, but the weakness was short-lived as 29,000 support returned. Ongoing market jitters from the U.S. banking crisis now impacting several regional banks continue to shape observer sentiment. Yeah. So the banking crisis is still around, right? It hasn't gone away yet. People still worrying about the next shoe to drop, another bank to fail. We'll see. So that's a good rundown of the latest market data on the Bitcoin. And let's see, there's another market-related story. This was earlier in the week, the 4th. BTC price gets a helping hand from Fed chair's comments at FOMC press conference. So it basically just goes over what the Fed said, which was, they were commenting on the fact that they went ahead and raised the basis, whatever they call it, the base interest rate up a 0.25 basis points. I'm not sure where it's at now. Is it at 5%? Is it a little over 5%? I'm not quite sure exactly where it's at right now, but they did go ahead and raise it 0.25, and they weren't hawkish or dovish in their comments. They tried to stay neutral, kind of walk that tightrope. But many people are hoping, praying, predicting that this will be the last rate increase, although I think they're pretty sure it's going to do another 0.25 next month, but I believe that is, as far as what they have signaled, will be the last one. Now, if this is the last one, then that could be good for the market if it becomes clear that this is the last one. But in the comments, they didn't really say one way or the other if this was, in fact, the last one. Forever? I don't know. I guess the consensus, the thinking, whatever, was that it needs to be a certain rate to fight inflation, and that they've incrementally done it up to this point, and then I guess that's what, it says the committee raised the target range for the federal funds rate by a 0.25 percentage point, setting it at 5 to 5.25%. Which one is it? Okay. While reducing security holdings. I don't know, maybe there's two. Anyway, not long after he spoke, all of a sudden Bitcoin went up. The Bitcoin price was around 28.45. Within 4 hours, the BTC price surged nearly 3% to reach 29,258. Interesting, right? Right now, it's trading around 29. So I thought there was like a tweet in here. I guess I missed it. Somebody had tweeted that whatever the Fed said helped Bitcoin. I think here it is. Van de Poppe pointed out that the interest rate hiking process seems to be coming to a close, which is what everybody wants, with possibly only one more hike remaining. He suggested that this could indicate a period of strength for Bitcoin. Pretty much what I was just babbling about. And I can't do this live stream without talking about Memecoin Mania. Social relevance speculative drives Pepe surge. Meme coins are back in the headlines as Pepe booms, taking the market capitalization of speculative tokens over 20 billion. Meme coins have been part and parcel of the cryptocurrency space since the inception of Dogecoin back in 2013, with fortunes made and ruined in equal measure. I like that line. Yeah. But a new token on the block caused a stir in recent weeks as Pepe. Thank you for that, Joseph. I appreciate that. It's like a calm, like springtime theme when you do super chats, right? And new subscribers. Anyone that's watching that hasn't subscribed yet, I would appreciate you'll get a little alert and a little calming little springtime sound. It'll be fun, right? Subscribe. What the heck? So you can read this story, but I wanted to point out an interesting little thing here. We talked about Pepe coin 2 weeks ago, and I was doing a demo of Uniswap, and I think I was talking about basic attention token as an example trade, and then all of a sudden something just said, why don't I just go ahead and buy a little bit of this Pepe? At the time, my thinking is that it was too late to jump in, right? Let me see if I can find that. I think it's right about here. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking for maybe, and I'll just show you this, but there's something I wanted to point out about this transaction. Let's see if I can get it here. Oh, there, my face is hidden now. All right, let's do it this way. Okay. So now we might be able to make that original trade that we were doing just with Ethereum and Pepe. Pepe. All right, yes, dismiss. Okay, we don't need that. Let's go back to Ethereum. We're not going to spend 50 Ethereum. We don't have 50 Ethereum. What were we going to do? 0.01? Yeah, we're going to do 20 bucks worth of Ethereum, or it was 10. All right, which would give me 20 bucks worth of Pepe, but I'm going to need to pay an Ethereum trading fee here, right? The Ethereum fee is going to be $12.85. So almost as much as my trade. Oh, price just updated. Let's try again. We better hurry, right? Hey, we did it. Okay, boom. So actually, basically what happened, if this even goes through, is that we paid double what for our trade because the gas fees were so high. Okay, so freeze frame. Right, so basically we bought some Pepe 2 weeks ago on the live stream, and the gas fee was fairly high compared to what we were were purchasing. We were purchasing about $20 worth of Pepe, and the gas fee was 12 something, so almost as much as the trade. So, and I get a lot of people that complain. Oh, Joseph, thank you. That should be coming through shortly, shouldn't it? Or was that earlier? Oh yeah, I missed it. It did come through. Yeah. I just looked down and saw it again. So a lot of people complain about the gas fees, right? Oh my God, the gas fee is too high. It's too high. It's too high. All right. So what happened? Just for your edification and for the demo, I went ahead and paid the gas fee. And well, okay. Someone just made the comment that the gas fees are too high on Uniswap. I'm assuming that you're saying that you know of a different DEX where you can get a better gas fees. As far as I'm aware, the gas fees are based on the directly on the Ethereum network and how busy it is. I don't know that the sites themselves have any control over the gas fees. But, and I will also, Mustafa Lamb, coming soon. It's coming soon. I know it is. Yeah. I don't know where it is. Wow. The alert didn't come up for some. There it is. Finally. It's a weird delay. Yeah. Oh, maybe I have my latency set like for 10 seconds rather than 2. I thought that I had, well, I can't get into it right now, I believe. But there is this thing called latency, which you can set when you set your streams up. And it's normally like, I think 10 seconds is regular and shorter is like supposedly a 2-second delay. Not important. What I was trying to explain is if we look at our current holding, and Pepe is down today, way down from where it was yesterday. Yesterday it was like 230. My holding of 62 million Pepe was down. Is down from where it was yesterday. But considering what we purchased, which was $20 worth, we now have $150 worth. So yeah, you could say, okay, yeah, I put in 35 because of the gas fees, but on $230, does it really matter what those gas fees were at the time? I wanted to also point out that 2 weeks ago, I believe Uniswap was the only place you could buy it. I didn't check at the time, but that's when a coin like this debuts. Uniswap or SushiSwap or wherever, DEXs are the only place you can actually get your hands on these new tokens, right? So yes, you're going to pay gas fees, but they might pay off in the end, right? Because of your profit. So I guess my point is don't sweat gas fees. Really, they're not that important when you look at things in the long run. JDO just jumped in. Thanks for being here, JDO. And Dan is here. Both our moderators here, Dan and JDO. Thank you, both of you, for being here. Scott Lee is just hopped in too. Thank you for being here. Gas fees to change back from profit to ETH. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, gas fees are a fact of life. That's how the blockchains work. So rather than thinking of them as a fee on your trade, think of them more like that they are a part of what using a blockchain entails, because blockchains are decentralized, community maintained, so that and I think we went over this last week. We were like, we're all sitting around trying to think of a great way to have a decentralized currency. And everyone agreed that, oh yeah, we like this little system here. And then somebody said, well, who's going to maintain it? And, one of them said, well, I don't want to do it. I mean, I don't have time. And, well, how about you? And I'm like, well, no, I don't want to do it either. And so, well, wait a minute. Why don't we build in an incentive for people that maintain the system so that everyone can benefit, right? All the people that don't really know that much about programming or whatever can use the system as long as they're willing to pay a certain network fee to the people that are maintaining the system. And that's the way it works, right? You pay bank fees, blah, 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 blah. When the Bitcoin fees started, there were some wallets that would allow you to actually try to send Bitcoin with no fees, but your transaction was in danger of never getting mined because miners have automatic algorithms that pick out the transactions that have the highest fees, right? So it's better to just pay a normal fee and your transaction will get mined. But yeah, I mean, just, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of done trying to convince you guys that gas fees are a good thing. Nobody cares about it. They just, anyway, let's get to the next news story, right? Bitcoin just processed more transactions than ever before. Bitcoin has blown its previous record for daily transactions set during the 2017 bull run out of the water. Bitcoin just processed more transactions in a single day than at any point in its 14-year history, thanks to ordinals. The daily number of Bitcoin transactions surged beyond 568,300 on Sunday, nearly 78,000 more than its previous peak during the top of the 2017 bull run. Over 307,000 of those transactions were ordinals, the most on a single day ever, and a 16% jump on the previous record set on Saturday per a Dune dashboard. So the Bitcoin network is robust and thriving, right, as far as transactions go. Good sign for the viability and longevity of Bitcoin as a platform, right? I know everyone mostly thinks of Bitcoin as a risk asset investment, a get-rich-quick scheme of some kind, or a get-poor-quick scheme. But it is a technology, it is a platform, it is a decentralized cryptocurrency, right? It's a way to send value across the room or across the world with equal ease, right? It doesn't weigh anything. You don't have to lug it around like gold coins, or you don't have to, it's just, when we think about what a currency is and what it should do, Bitcoin fits the bill in so many ways and is such an improvement over earlier forms of currencies, right? The big evolution of currencies occurred way back in like the 1600s, 1700s, when finally they decided, well, hey, let's use paper. I'm sure they used paper before, but it started with bartering, and then they went to shells, and then Roman soldiers were paid in salt. And then they went to coins and gold and, and then paper, and now we've got digital, right? And yes, the US dollar can be digital, but the failure of the dollar system, which was laid bare in the 2008 financial crisis, or the banking system, more specifically, was that, banks are basically creating money out of thin air, and they're gambling with other people's money. And that's what caused the 2008 financial crisis. There's a lot of smart people that'll tell you it had economic factors and whatever, but really it was banks making bets that with other people's money that went bad, real estate, credit default swaps, stuff like that. And it's still going on. That's what Bitcoin was invented to be a better form of money. So keep that in mind. and try not to get caught up in the hype of it just being an investment. It's more than that. Let's see. Let's go here. White House pushes for punitive tax on crypto mining. The Biden administration is campaigning for a tax first sought in a recent federal budget proposal advocating that crypto miners pay an amount equal to 30% of their energy cost. President Joe Biden looking to impose punitive tax. Administration's blog entry made the case for a U.S. tax equal to 30% of the mining. Currently, crypto mining firms do not have to pay for the full cost they impose on others in the form of local environment pollution, higher energy prices, and the impacts of increased greenhouse gas emissions on the climate. The first thing that sprang to my mind was, well, don't oil and gas companies impose costs on others in the form of local environmental pollution? Why aren't they advocating for gas and oil firms to pay a 30% excise tax, based on their harm to the environment? I mean, that's what they keep claiming, all the green people is, they're harming, greenhouse gases are harming the environment. So why aren't they taxing oil and gas companies? As far as I understand, they basically pay zero taxes. But maybe I'm thinking of Amazon or whatever. I don't know. Once they, have all their loopholes and whatnot. So that was my first reaction, right? Gut reaction. And second of all, Bitcoin is not really harming the environment, right? That's kind of a canard. It's kind of, it was invented back in 2019 and 20, maybe in 2021, as the Bitcoin bash du jour. Oh, Bitcoin's bad for the environment. It uses as much power as a small country. All that crap they're throwing around, without pointing out that almost every industry in existence uses energy, right? They want to single out Bitcoin as being bad because it uses energy, right? Anyway, that's just me. One of my gripes, right? So, right, first of all, faulty assumption that Bitcoin is harming the environment. Second of all, why penalize Bitcoin for harming the environment, which it doesn't, if you're not doing the same thing for all these other companies that are supposedly harming the environment? Crypto mining does not generate the local national economic benefits associated with business using similar amounts of electricity. So it's not doing anything. As far as we're concerned, Bitcoin doesn't do anything worthwhile. So, should be paying. All of these are just based on faulty assumptions in my book, right? So I don't know. This is just a proposal by the administration. I don't know. What are they going to do? Write an executive order? Are they going to suggest that the legislature passes a law? I don't know. We'll see. But I also have this other article from Bitcoin Magazine, which of course is pro-Bitcoin. You should know that. Disclaimer, right? Their arguments against this tax are much more eloquent than mine, a little more down to earth, not so abrasive. Unfortunately, the proposal does not take into account the large mix of renewable energy sources being used to power Bitcoin mining, right? Bitcoin Mining Council research shows continues to grow, making up more than half of the energy utilized by miners. In addition, it does not consider the grid strengthening benefits that Bitcoin mining can offer, which has been seen in states like Texas. The proposal is just another tax grab by the government, disguised as an effort to address environmental concerns. While it is true that Bitcoin mining consumes energy, it is not the responsibility of the government to dictate how businesses operate or what is a good and bad use of energy, right? Oh, Bitcoin uses energy. Bad. Well, everybody uses energy. Banks use energy. Oil companies use energy. Burger King uses energy. McDonald's uses energy, right? And can you really justify the fast food industry that's destroyed, that is contributing to the obesity epidemic, the diabetes epidemic, and justify their use of energy? But I digress, right? I presented two articles here that are, kind of complementary to each other. As I mentioned, you can see the links to these down in the description below. Check them out. This next article, Crypto.com launches Chat GTP based AI user assistant Amy. Hi, Amy. The crypto exchange launched its AI user assistant to inform users about industry insights, including real-time token prices, projects, and historical events. That's interesting because if you have used Chat GTP, it has the claim is that it is only trained on data up to 2021. Now, you can put in your own data if you want to get its opinion or an answer or whatever by just cutting and pasting in data. But this one supposedly includes real-time token prices. So it must have, I don't know what it's based on, if it's based on OpenAI or some other AI, but it looks like they're also feeding it real-time prices, which is kind of interesting. So, and this is the Crypto.com article. I don't think I gave you a link to that. Let me just quickly paste that guy in there so you guys can check it out if you want to. Oh, I didn't even put the article in there. Right, there are two articles here. This one and the Crypto.com one. So you can check both of those out. Oh, I'm glad I looked at that. Right. This is Crypto.com's. Now, this is not the app, right? We use the app quite often to check price, and it's on your phone. You can trade and do all that fun stuff with Crypto.com. But this Amy AI is not built into their app. It's built into their website, which is called one of their websites, which is called the Crypto.com Price. Now, Crypto.com Price is very similar to CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap.com, basically, right? If you look at CoinMarket, it's basically, just another site where you can get information about coins and the market and whatever. Now, and they said in here that the pilot project is in beta phase and is currently available to select users when using Crypto.com Price. And so I was able to log into it. I'm logged in through my Crypto.com account, but I haven't seen Amy there. Amy isn't helping me out doing any of this. You know what? That latest... Yeah, see that? Oh, I guess it did. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at this little readout down here, and I thought that it was not working right, but it looks like Mustafa Lamb did it again this week. So because I had been looking at it earlier, and the last super chat was from him from last week, and then he did it again. So I was give a shout out to Mustafa and Joseph and Asil, who give me a little love every week. I appreciate that. You don't have to do it. You've been here long enough. You've earned your seat at the table, but you tend to jump in every week. I appreciate it. Yes, Dan just pointed out that the next halving is a year away, approximately, based on a block number, but can be kind of calculated time-wise as well. So yeah, I just saw an article earlier about that. Okay, so let's see. I think I got through the news. And we talked a little bit about trading. Mustafa Lamb, thank you. And let's see, there were some, let's jump over here and look at, if I can find my mouse, what we want to do. I didn't cover how to cash out from a DEX last week. I had it in the list of things to do. And so, yeah, if you're in a DEX of some kind, and let's see, well, Pepe keeps going down. I hate to cash out Pepe when it's, it could go up. It might keep going down. I don't know. Let's do this BAT token that's in this particular wallet, right? Let's say, okay, I've got this in, well, and we could say, yeah, this is my MetaMask wallet, basically. This is a standalone MetaMask account. We'll talk a little more about MetaMask tonight. But I did kind of want to cover, well, all right, I've been trading on a DEX, and let's just, for the sake of argument, let's just open a new tab here, and we'll go to Uniswap. This is the most easiest for people to wrap their heads around, right? It's the #1 Ethereum-based DEX, right? So, and I have it connected to this wallet that we're looking at over here, right? We'll just bring this over here. So we're looking at my MetaMask wallet, and we're looking at the Uniswap app where we can swap stuff. Now, for a token, well, you know what? Let's do Pepe. What the hell? I don't care. Let's take our $20 back out, right? And then we'll just have our profit left. Well, 35, right? So let's see. How can we do? There's really no way of, let's see, 40 million. Whoops. Okay. That's, what is that? 40 something? Let's see. I think that's 6 million, right? Okay. Let's do 8 million. Okay. There's our $20, right? And, so, I thought we had already done this. Oh no, we've never actually sold Pepe. So we're going to have to approve the use of Pepe. Now, I really don't need to do this, right? I could take 8 million Pepe and just throw it onto an exchange, because now the exchanges are trading in Pepe. I don't think they were 2 weeks ago. I noticed you can trade it on Coinbase, you can trade it on Uphold, so we really don't have to swap it back to Ethereum. But if no one was paying anything for Pepe, we could we could swap it back to Ethereum, and everybody, every exchange will, deals with Ethereum. So why don't we just send it over to Coinbase, right? So let's go to Coinbase. Let's go to send receive. We want to receive a token, and we'll tell them we want to. Whoops. Pep. Oh, I thought they had it. What am I? I guess I was dreaming about that. Okay, I thought they had it. I must be wrong. Somebody had it. All right, well, okay. Uphold, I know Uphold has it. Yeah. Okay. Let's get in here. A lot of people ask me about Uphold, and I was meaning to do a little bit on Uphold tonight anyway. I'm looking for my two-factor here. For some reason, I don't have it at the top. Well, there it is. Okay. All right. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. So I gotta go to my email. Doggone it. Just really hacks me off. They just make it so inconvenient to use this stuff. Okay, there. Yes, it's me. I just gave you my two-factor for Pete's sake. Oh my Lord. Who else would it be? All right. So, yeah, okay. I would like to, can we do this or not? I don't know. Let's see. No, there's no. All right. All right. I give up. I give up. I give up. I give up. All right. I give up. You're not going to let me do this. Okay. So let's just go with our original plan, which was to swap it back to Ethereum. So we got to approve the use of Pepe, which is going to cost us a little pretty penny, I guess. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. And how much is it going to cost me? $12 friggin' dollars. Okay. Okay, $12 it is. Yeah. Welcome to the wonderful world of gas fees. All right, so there. Now I can swap, and it's going to cost me another $12. Okay. $29. Oh, my geez. Okay, fine. Whatever. Now I know why you guys... And I don't have enough ETH in the wallet. This is unbelievable. It's the same thing that happened to me last week. Oh, my gosh. Okay. I should have kept more ETH in here, right? As you can see, I don't hardly have any ETH in here. Okay, fine. Okay. So, what am I going to do? I got to scrape up some ETH somewhere. Okay, fine. I'll do it. Last week, we scraped it up from, how about here? No, that's not enough. Okay, let's do it here. No. Okay, all right. I guess we'll do it from here, which means I'm going to need to connect my Ledger device so that I can make this transfer. Well, could I just transfer? Well, no, that's not going to work. Because I heard that Ledger Live does not support Pepe. From what I understand, right? Somebody said, oh, I bought some Pepe and put it in my Ledger wallet and it's not showing up. So I don't know that they've rectified that yet or not. So I'm not going to try to transfer the Pepe to the wallet, the Ledger wallet, right? All right, so I need some Ethereum in my MetaMask wallet so that I can make this swap, right? All right, let me see if I can turn this on. Whoops. Oh, you're kidding me, right? I thought that I had fixed that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this OBS stream thing is kind of messing me over. Okay. 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 Oh, wait. This is not the right one. No wonder. Okay. My bad. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. I was confused. I get that way. It's what happens when you get old. Okay. All right. I just want you to see this, all right? All right, so this is my Ledger device. Now, because I want to transfer some Ethereum from my Ledger-based MetaMask wallet, let's reject this, first of all. And we can do this in MetaMask, right? We don't have to do it in Ledger Live, right? What we want is more Ethereum in this account. So we can make that little swap and make our little 44? Ugh. I know this is just a waste of Ethereum, but I wanted to demo this, and I'm just going to soldier through it. Okay, so I need the address of this wallet, and then I can go back over here to this wallet where there's more Ethereum, right? And so now I can do a send, and I'll paste in the address of that other wallet, the one I'm trying to transfer to. And what is it? $38. Okay, let's do 8. No, not that much. Okay, that should be enough, right? That's $100 worth. So this account, if you'll notice, if we look at this account, notice it has the word ledger next to it. That means that I set this account up as ledger based, right? And I did that by choosing the connect hardware option. Okay, and it's going to cost me a little bit of gas. That's okay. So this wallet is based on a ledger, so it must be confirmed by the device, right? So I'm going to prepare. I'm going to get the device in, and I'm going to make sure that blind signing is enabled. Actually, I think I could... Thank you, Asil. I appreciate that. Actually, let's leave it disabled, because I'm pretty sure I can do the transfer, just a straight transfer by without having blind signing enabled. Let's check it out. Let's try it. All right, so we're going to transfer. So we should get, okay, notice that the device has been activated now because I'm attempting to move crypto out of a ledger-based wallet. So the ledger's like, okay, you better review this transaction. 0.05 Ethereum, all right, there's the address. There's the fees and accept and send. Is it going to let me do this without blind signing being enabled? I think so. Right, because all I'm doing is sending, right? I'm not doing a trade or, a smart contract swap or whatever. Oh, we could have done Pepe on Kucoin. We could still do it, right? We could still do it. Let's go ahead and turn this camera off for a second. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's send our Pepe to Kucoin. We need to get logged in. That ETH that I transferred can just live there. I don't care. It's my wallet. They're both my wallets, right? So now let's get our two-factor. All right. Yeah, let's just transfer the, let's see. Pepe? Yes, sir. Okay. So we want to make a deposit of Pepe, and it's going to be on the Ethereum network. It's the only network they support for Pepe. There's our address. Let's go back over to MetaMask, and we'll swing back over to the account that actually has the Pepe in it, which is this one. Bless you. My goodness. My son is over there sneezing his head off. Okay. So we're going to send how much? What are we going to send? We're going to send 8 million, right? I want the address of my Kucoin account, which I just copied into my clipboard. We'll send 8 million. All right, that's 25 Pepe. It's $25 gas fee just to send it. Wow, this is frustrating. Okay, fine. $25 in gas fees to send my... Maybe it's because there's so much of it, right? Okay. Network is busy. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. The gas fees weren't as high as I thought. My Lord. Yeah, these gas fees are just killing me. and before I was like talking about, oh, you just got to accept gas fees. All right. But I chose a bad example of a cash out. The whole idea was I was going to show you guys how to cash out, and I can't cash out from Kucoin because I don't have it connected to my bank account. So I chose a bad example. But the process is the same, right? We transfer it out of our wallet. And yeah, I mean, people might get confused between the DEX and the wallet. Well, the DEX uses the wallet. So any trades that we make on the DEX are basically being made from the wallet itself, right? So let's not get the DEX and the wallet confused, right? The DEX is using the wallet. The DEX is a community organization where you can trade, participate in liquidity pools, do all this stuff. It's community oriented. It's run by developers that make it possible. But it basically uses your wallet, right? You're making trades directly out of your wallet. So any assets that you've traded for are in your wallet. So cashing out of a DEX is basically the same as cashing out from your wallet, right? All I want to do is turn the tokens in my wallet into cash, right? So step one, transfer the tokens somewhere where you can trade them for cash. You can't trade for cash in Uniswap. Oh, thank you. Someone just subscribed. Kamo, FTI, thank you. Nice to have you here in the CryptoDad family. Yes, you can adjust your fees down. That is true. I hadn't even mentioned that, but in that interface that was popping up in MetaMask, it is possible to nudge those a little bit back and forth. I usually don't, but you can. And as mentioned, if you nudge them lower, the transaction may take longer. So now as far as like these do or die trades, I understand that there are people that are willing to like pay ridiculously high gas fees to get their trade to go through before anyone else. So there's that. And yeah, I would, you're really taking a big gamble when you do stuff like that because, the earlier the coin is available, the more chance there is that perhaps it will be a dud, right? After, the coin has debuted and has started to moon out, then you probably are, have a little more, it's less risky to buy this coin in the fact that it's already caught on, right? But when a coin first debuts, there's really no guarantee at all that it's going to do anything, right? It could end up being completely worthless. So if you're running in there, you're making a big trade, first off, whatever it is, like $1,000 or more, and you're willing to pay like a ridiculously high gas fee, like I've heard of people willing to pay like a $500 gas fee so they could grab this trade before anyone else. But the idea here is that it's a risk that could pay off if the coin moons, right? So yeah, the gas fees, even though they are part of how the blockchain operates, they're also part of how you make trades happen, right? Higher the gas fee, the more chance there is of it going through. The lower the gas fee, the cheaper it is, but the slower. Now, like a trade, you would probably want a higher gas fee to make sure the trade goes through. A transfer, not that big of a deal because it's already yours, right? You're just moving it from one place to another. And let's see if I haven't seen it yet, but let's check. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Where were we? Oh, we're here, right? Okay, it's coming in, right? So it's shown up here. And it's safe and sound. It's in my account. The only problem is I don't have a cash out option on Kucoin, which is, I should have done Coinbase, because Coinbase I can cash out. Right? Coinbase, you trade for US dollar and you cash out. I could have sworn Coinbase said they supported Pepe. Maybe you can trade for it only? I guess not. I don't know why I thought Coinbase had it. Whatever. Okay, they don't. Stop trying. Oh, well, they've got a little, yeah, whatever. Yeah, Pepe's the big thing everyone's talking about. So, like with Coinbase, basically the only thing you have to do with Coinbase to cash out is you swap a US dollar pair. So you go into trade and you, like, say you do BTC to dollar, right? You can sell your Bitcoin for dollars, right? And then you make that trade, and then you've got dollars in your account. Right, so whatever coin you transfer to Coinbase, be it Ethereum or basic attention token or whatever, you make that swap to US dollar, and then when it is dollars in your account, then you can cash out, right? The cash out is over there, when I click on dollars. This will allow me to send to my bank directly, right? And that's close to cash as it comes, right? I mean, it's not like the manager at Coinbase is going to run to my house and hand me, $30, $20, right? It's going to go from there to my bank. And then from there, if I really want cash, I could just go to my ATM, get cash. But I mean, once it's in my bank, it's as good as cash, right? I use my ATM card to purchase something. So I wanted to cover that. I had put that in the list of things to do last week. And then I wanted to do ledger maintenance, right? A lot of people ask me about ledger maintenance. Let's see what we got here. We got this one? Yeah. So I have this ledger device which is for one of my family members, and I threw some crypto in here a couple years ago. It hasn't done much because of the 2022 thing, but I wanted to do some. Hello, is Coinbase with the cash? What? Can Pepe? No, okay. I know you maybe have just jumped into the stream, but we've already determined that you cannot trade Pepe on Coinbase. Number one. Number two, I just showed you how to cash out from Coinbase. Maybe zip the stream back 5 minutes. Showed you how to trade. Anyway, so we've got this device that's been sitting in a box for over a year, at least over a year. So I should make sure that you don't just leave a ledger device just laying around in a box. Now, I could just leave this ballet wallet laying around because it has no moving parts, right? It has no firmware, no software to update. I can just leave that there for years and the Bitcoin will always be there. Even if the app is not available, there's a private key and a public key on the card. You can type it in to any wallet interface if you want to cash out eventually. So yes, that thing is timeless. But the ledger device is a gadget. It needs to be periodically updated. So it needs to be pulled out of the garage. Oh, wait. I dropped the wrong thing. I meant to hold the cable and drop the other ledger, right? So periodically, you're going to take it out of the garage, run it around the block, blast all the cobwebs out of it, make sure that it's up to date, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and connect it, right? And I need to enter the PIN. Let's see if I can remember this. Pretty sure this is it. Okay, did it. All right, so I've connected it, and let's go back over here. And let's turn this thing back on, and I want you to see, this is what we're looking at. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch Ledger Live. This is what you need to do periodically. Don't just leave it in a drawer for 3 years. I had people that were in 2020 were asking me desperately that they had ledgers in their drawers since 2017, and now 2020, the market was taken off. Early 2021, they wanted access to their crypto. They pulled their ledgers out of the drawer. They wouldn't work because the firmware was too far out of date, right? So I've got the device connected. I go to over here to my ledger and just double check to make sure that the firmware is up to date. I need to allow Ledger Manager here. And lo and behold, there is a firmware update, right? So let's go ahead and run that firmware update first and foremost. So we'll run the firmware update. Alrighty, it's doing its thing. We can make this slightly bigger so you can see what I'm... It's not going to help me, is it? Okay. There. Come on, baby. Just can't seem to get a hold of this thing. All right, it's not going to let me do it. Okay, fine. You won't let me resize it. Yeah, anyway, you can kind of see what's going on, right? You can see it's processing over here. It's processing on the screen. It's doing its thing. It's pretty easy to update your firmware. It's not that big of a deal, but just do it, right? People get all freaky about it, and they say, "Oh, I'm terrified that I'm going to update my firmware and lose all my crypto." You're never going to lose your You're not going to lose your crypto if you have your backup phrase, right? Your crypto is safe as long as you have your backup phrase. All right, there we go. All I need to do is enter my PIN now. All right, now we get to this point where the apps are empty. Now, I don't know why people, I guess people are skipping this, right? Maybe they're just clicking the X because they're not really paying attention to what's going on. But there's a big, bright, purplish button right here that says reinstall apps. And I get so many people that say, "Oh, I updated the firmware and all my crypto's gone." No, it's not gone. It's on there. You just need to reinstall the apps that were on there before. Now, even if you skip this, even if you say close and X, you can still reinstall the apps manually. It's not that big of a deal. But during the process, they give you the option to just do it. I don't know why they just should do it for you anyway without asking you, but they do ask you, right? So we'll hit reinstall apps, and it should reinstall all of the apps that were on there just before we did the update, right? It wants me to say okay, hit both buttons, click both buttons quickly. Okay. I think it's done, right? Oh, no, it's not quite done yet. The Ethereum was on here. And I believe Dogecoin, right? Oh, notice there it says your device is genuine. I think they recently added that because a lot of people were unsure, right? So they added that little It always does a genuine check when you connect to my ledger section, but it was kind of doing it in the background under the hood, and a lot of people were questioning their device. So Ledger has added this little, it runs the genuine check, and then it tells you, yeah, your device is genuine, right? All right, so I think we're done, right? And also the apps that I was using do not require updates at the moment. Actually, when it reinstalls them fresh, they're the latest versions of the apps. So you really don't have to run app updates. But if I had pulled this thing out of the drawer and it was already at the latest firmware, like if I pull it out maybe in 3 months or in another 6 months, and the firmware is up to date, there may be app updates, right? Which is, you'll see them down below here. They basically tell you, oh, one of the apps you're using needs to run an update, like Cardano or Polkadot or Tron fairly recently had an app update. So those are separate from firmware, and they're a little less painful, right? You just click update and they run. You don't have to re-enter your PIN or do anything funky. So yeah, make sure that your firmware is up to date on your device, and make sure all the apps are up to date. And you know, if it's just sitting there in a drawer for 3 years, you might get surprised when you pull it out and realize your firmware is too far out of date for an update, right? It is a gadget just like your phone or your computer. It needs to be updated to function properly, to make sure it has all the latest functionality and security. Make sure it stays updated. All right. Just wanted to point that out, that, yeah. And so now I'm going to disconnect it. Turn this little camera off. What are we doing here? This one or this one? All right. Now we're going to take it and we'll put it back in this little box. All right. Put this little top on. Little sleeve here, and then I'll put it in this little baggie. And I'll throw it back in the little storage tub where it goes, so that you know, it's safe and sound. So that's something that's good to do periodically. Let's go back here. Whoops. Let's see, what's next on our agenda? Oh, managing a Ledger or a Trezor device in MetaMask. We did a little bit of that. Why don't we try this one? I haven't done this one yet. This one's okay, but you can see my green screen. Last week I went without the green screen and wasn't real comfortable with it. I like having the green screen behind me so that there's nothing distracting you from what's behind me. And also there are ways to do what's called, let me see if I can do this here. There is a thing that you can do that's called whoops, no. If I can find it here. It's called NVIDIA background removal. And it does this, but I'm not crazy about it because see how like it's like not very well defined. It does a pretty good job of like removing what's behind me, but it has like this little fluctuation around me, and if my hand goes out of, my hand could get cut off or whatever. I'm not real happy with the way that it works, right? If let's just turn that thing off. Oh, there's two of them on there. Okay. Come on, go away. Okay. Okay. No, I can't make it stop. Yeah, this is okay, whatever. All right, fine. It's not going to go away. Yeah, I can't turn it off right now. For some bizarre reason, it won't go away. But anyway, so I won't do this. But when I'm over here, notice how clean it looks behind me, because that's a green screen. What can I say? Green screen's been around since like the 1950s, but it works pretty well. It's a clean line behind me. So anyway, I was going to show you that I've got this Trezor, and we can connect it. If I get stuck in a tunnel, just look for the light. So I want to connect this thing to my, you can see me over here, right? Don't have to worry about the green screen here. So I have my little Trezor device, and I've got this little cable here, and we'll go ahead and connect it. And then now that I've connected it, I need to enter my PIN. I like both the Ledger and Trezor. I tend to be more Ledger centric because I guess because Ledger Live supports more cryptos, and in general more third-party wallets support the Ledger device. But I don't know why this thing's acting up on me. Not connected. Tap to. Oh, okay. It looked different than it was. I really love this touchscreen. The touchscreen on the Trezor T is awesome, and when you use it for making confirmations, it's really nice and intuitive and elegant, much more so than the Ledger Nano X. I really don't know why more people don't support this little guy. It was around first, so I don't know. Maybe they're just not doing as much marketing. But I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing, the PIN entered here. Hopefully. Okay, it worked. So I'm going to use this with MetaMask, but before I do that, I'll show you what it looks like to use it with its native software, which is Ledger. I'm sorry, Trezor. Where'd it go? Trezor Suite. So once the device is connected and the PIN is entered, Trezor Suite will launch. It'll ask you if you want to use a standard wallet or a hidden wallet. If you you can hide a configuration behind a passphrase if you want to, but I'll just use the standard wallet. And so it syncs up, it loads up, and you can see the crypto that I'm using the Trezor to manage, right? I'm not going to say store on the Trezor, because nothing is really on the device, right? The crypto is on the blockchain. Private keys for the wallet are on the device. The public-facing part of the wallet is in Trezor Suite. Now, Trezor Suite supports several coins, right? Not that many, though, as compared to Ledger. So that's one of the things you have to deal with the Trezor. But we don't have to use Trezor Suite to manage our assets, right? You'll notice there's a little bit of Ethereum in here. So we can manage this in MetaMask. Okay, I'm in the right thing here. Okay, so before I do that, let me switch over to this. Oh, good, it's not there. Okay, good, it's not there yet. I put it in, take it off. All right. So when we have a hardware device that we want to connect and we want to manage using MetaMask, we go to the MetaMask account icon up here, and then we choose Connect Hardware Wallet. Now, when we do this, we are connecting an account to MetaMask that is managed by this device, but we are not protecting all of the accounts in MetaMask with this device, just the one we're adding here. I think a lot of people get confused about that. They have MetaMask, they've got assets in their MetaMask account, and then they say, oh, well, I want to protect my MetaMask with a hardware device. And so they go through the process and they connect their device, and then they go, now it's all protected, right? And I'm like, no, it's not. Now you have to transfer the assets in the unprotected accounts or the standalone accounts to the protected accounts. I had someone that said, now I can just like stop using MetaMask now that I've connected the ledger. And I was like, no, you still want to use MetaMask because you want to use a DEX or whatever. All right, so enough talk. Let's hit connect hardware wallet. We'll tell it we want to use Trezor, right? We'll hit continue. If you hold this guy up. Okay, so you choose from your devices. Interesting. And we choose export. I don't need the passphrase. Oh, passphrases. No, I don't need the passphrase. Leave passphrase. Blah, blah, blah. See, I never noticed this down here. It says leave passphrase blank to access your default wallet, right? That was a little confusing, right? But that's okay. So I'm going to hit enter. Now it should go back to MetaMask, and it shows me the accounts that it has detected that are being managed by this device. We'll use this first one here. We'll hit unlock. And lo and behold, now we can see the Ethereum wallet that we saw in Trezor Suite, right? Just the Ethereum part. Now, if we look, it says Trezor 1 because it knows it was a Trezor, but we can rename that if we want to, right? We could call it my Trezor T, you know, so I'll remember what device it is, right? We can rename it, and then we can manage it. Now, any trades or transfers that I do with this device have to be authorized on the device. So if I reconnect to Uniswap, and instead of this account, I switch it, I can pull this down here. We'll go to MetaMask. Now the active account, what I was just in MetaMask, is the Trezor T account. So I can click connect here, and now there's a zero balance of Pepe because this is a different wallet. This is the Trezor account that we've just connected to, right? So we could buy some more Pepe if we want to. It's going to cost us an arm and a leg in fees to make this happen. Yeah, because I'm not going to do it because I don't have enough Ethereum in this account to make this happen, right? Because the Ethereum fees are so high. But yeah, so now what I wanted to kind of point out is, I mean, we can look at MetaMask in a browser tab if we want to, right? If we just pull down MetaMask and look at it like up here, these three dots will allow us to maximize it, right? Or what they call expand view. So now I can see it a little better. Right, so that's one way of managing. Now, notice that I've got this thing connected. Now, it's not a very good example because there's not a whole bunch of Ethereum on this device. It's just kind of I think I put it in there as a, just a test transaction. So it's not what I would call like a working amount of Ethereum. What in the world is Rex doing? I don't know, Scott. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing. But first of all, we were able to make it bigger. You saw me pull in a hardware device account. Now, notice over here, this is kind of interesting. And I think it's fairly recent that they have these so-called labels. Maybe they've always been there. I just didn't notice them. But notice account 1, right? It's just, there's no Ethereum in this account. Notice account 2. There's a little bit of Ethereum in this account. If I click this if I click this dot up here, I can see all the accounts that I've created in MetaMask, right? This is the default account. It's empty. Now account 2, account 3, and account 4 are just new accounts that I created by just doing create account, right? And just create an account and it creates an empty account for me based on that original seed phrase that it gave me when I set up MetaMask. Notice all those accounts are just blank on the side, right? There's nothing over on the side. But whoops, when we get down to this one, Unstoppable, it says on the side imported. So this particular account is not based on my original seed phrase that I was given when I set up this MetaMask account. It's a completely different wallet that I imported by using the private key, right? I used the private key of that secondary wallet and then imported it into this copy of MetaMask. So it maintains that little tag there for me so I remember, all right? Now notice this one here, the one that says Trezor T. This little tag says Trezor. So I can keep track of which accounts are protected by the Trezor and which accounts are protected by the ledger. Notice I've got 3 different accounts here that are all ledger based. Now, remember, as I mentioned, this CryptoDad main account, which I named it, has some assets in there that are not being protected by the hardware devices. Just because I connected the hardware devices does not mean that I've automatically added hardware protection to these standalone accounts that are already there. So most people, if they connect a hardware device to an existing MetaMask wallet, have 2 accounts, right? They've got their default base account, and then they've got that new ledger-based account. And so they say, oh, okay, so now are all my accounts protected? No, only the account that was imported when you connected your hardware device are protected by the hardware. So if, for example, you had a bunch, you made some trades on Uniswap or whatever, you had a bunch of some token in there and you didn't feel comfortable keeping it in a standalone wallet, which is a little more, not insecure, right? It's not insecure to use MetaMask standalone on your computer, right? It's just not as secure as a hardware-based wallet, right? So we want the most security we can get. So if you've got 50 grand worth of Ethereum in this account, you might think twice about, ooh, what if somebody hacks my computer and steals my MetaMask wallet? So maybe I should move some of this into the ledger protected account, because if somebody jumps on my computer and tries to empty out the ledger wallet, they can't, right? They need the device. And even if they find the device, they have to know the PIN. Right? So it's more secure, even if someone is sitting at your computer, God forbid, right? We sure hope that nobody breaks into our house and jumps on our computer, right? But in that scenario, the hardware device is a better protection than just the standalone account, right? So what do I do? Okay, well, let's say this was, $10,000 worth of BAT. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong account. Let's just say, well, let's grab the address while we're here. All right, now I've got my destination address. Let's go back to this account here and say, oh, okay, yeah. I've got some BAT in this account that I would rather put in a more secure wallet. So all I need to do is transfer from this account to the ledger-based account. Why don't we put it in the Trezor, just for the heck of it? Right? There's the Trezor account. It sees a token that's not showing up here. Let's see what's there. Oh, there's chills in there. What do you know? Right? There's a little bit of chills. It found it, right? That's beside the point at the moment. But let's grab that address of our Trezor. Let's go back to our insecure, not insecure, but not as secure, the not as secure account. And let's just move that, you know, let's, instead of $28 worth, let's assume it's $28,000 worth. Let's move that BAT to the Trezor-based wallet so it's safer. Let's just move it all, right? We'll have to pay $20 worth of Ethereum to make this happen. Not happy about that, but hey, what are you going to do? Whoops, what happened? Okay, confirm. I don't need to confirm on the hardware device for this guy because this is a standalone account, right? It's not based on a hardware device at all. So that's the process, right? I know a lot of people that they set up they set up MetaMask, they got into Uniswap or SushiSwap, made some trades, made some money, and then they could afford a hardware device, right? So then they run out and they get a hardware device and they say, how do I protect my MetaMask assets with a hardware device? Basically, you have to add the account and then transfer the assets into the new hardware-based account so they'll be safe. There, it found it, the new token, right there it is. So we just transferred our $28,000 worth of BAT into our Trezor-based account. So it'll be safe and sound, right? That was the whole idea of that exercise. So that's good. Probably be a good idea for me to throw some more Ethereum in there in case of emergencies, right? Because that's not a whole lot of Ethereum. Because you need the Ethereum for gas fees and whatnot. All right, let's see what was next on our, okay. Resources for staying up to date with crypto news and developments. Okay, I put that in there a while back and we never really got to it. But we've talked about this a lot before on the live stream. One of those resources is me. You can watch the live stream every Saturday. I go through the news and then do some examples for you guys. If you're looking for up-to-date kind of stuff on, oh, I was going to buy some Floki tonight too. We can do that in a minute. But I love CoinGecko as a source. You can look at the current market cap of what's going on. Thank you. What are your thoughts on privacy coin Veil? Okay. I have never heard of it, to be honest with you. But now okay, so now let's do a little demo, right? I hear about a coin. Someone mentions a coin. I have never heard of it before. I've heard of Monero. I've heard of Dash, Zcash, but I've never heard of Veil. So if someone says, hey, you got a coin I'd like to know more about, first thing I'll do is check it out on CoinGecko. Okay, that's a good sign. It shows up in CoinGecko. If someone asks me about a coin and it doesn't even show up in CoinGecko, that's kind of a warning flag, right?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Echo thought I was talking to her. Okay. So from CoinGecko, I wish this would go away, but it won't. If you find it in CoinGecko, now you can say, look at its current price. Look at if it's up or down today. You can look at its chart. You can look at its weekly chart, 2-week chart, 30-day chart. You can look at its yearly chart. And you can look at the max chart, which usually gives you some idea of when it came out. Although I know Bitcoin only goes back to a certain time, right? So, I mean, if you looked at the Bitcoin all-time chart, it only goes back to 2014, and Bitcoin's been around since 2009, right? So not every coin goes all the way back to its beginning. But this coin, this Veil coin, I think it's, well, I don't know, they may say somewhere, well, you can kind of see that it's been around since at least 2019, right? So I've been around a bit. So that's another decent sign, right? Been around a while. Like when someone asks me about a coin and I can see it's like 3 or 4 months old, maybe. Maybe not the thing to jump into, right? Been around longer, better, as far as I'm concerned, right? Not always. Yes, thanks again. And now another, and you can check out their website and everything, but another good tool in CoinGecko is this Markets tab, which is, okay, where can I buy this thing? Well, unfortunately, for a coin that's been around since 2019, you can't really buy it anywhere that I can see. I think I have used Trade Ogre before. Not one of your, what we would call top tier cryptocurrency exchanges. I'm not saying it's a scam or anything. I'm just saying that it's like kind of a low volume, whatever. Probit Global, never heard of that either. So it's a little concerning if a coin's been around that long that it's not traded anywhere, right? So if you were to make an investment in such a coin, you might be a little concerned that, hey, I can't trade this coin anywhere. Unfortunately, that's a reality that if I can't sell it for dollars, it's probably not going to be that useful for me, at least as an investment. Now, okay, I've got friends that have Veil wallets and I have a Veil wallet, and we're both willing to accept it at face value as something that, okay, I'll give you a 10 Veil for a bottle of whiskey or whatever. And we both have wallets, then we can use it as a medium of exchange, right? But most people need more than that, right? They're like, okay, I need to know that if I want to sell my Bitcoin or cash out for dollars, that I can, there's a entity out there somewhere that'll give me dollars for Bitcoin, right? Rather than Marge down the street. Marge might have, nice tomatoes in her garden and she's willing to accept Bitcoin. But in general, you want a coin to have a robust. Let's look at, for example, let's look at Monero. What the heck? If I have Monero and I decide I want to sell it, I can go to CoinGecko and look at markets and see how many places can I sell my Monero. Quite a few, right? The greens are the trusted ones, and then the yellows are the not so trusted, right? So if we're looking at Veil, and then we look at markets, Trade Ogre is yellow, so it's not even green, and then this Probit Global, I don't know what this is. Looks like, and the only trading pairs are Veil BTC. Well, they have a USDT. So, like I said, I don't know anything about this coin, but just looking at CoinGecko gives me some idea of whether or not it's viable coin or not, right? If you can't sell it anywhere, it's not a very viable coin. Now, I can go to their website, okay, yeah, it's, privacy without compromise, is a good coin, and got developer team behind them or whatever. It's robust, but no one's trading this coin. So a little leery of putting my money into a coin like this. 2017. Yeah, I mean, do we even know if they're still working on this or not? You know, a lot of coins go into developer hell. No one's working on them anymore, right? Oh, I wanted to, I forgot to point this out when we were doing the news. This thing about Pepe. It's funny because the Pepe website itself is brandished with a closing disclaimer labeling Pepe as a meme coin with no intrinsic value or expectation of financial return. The project also stipulates that it has no formal team or roadmap and that this token is completely useless and for entertainment purposes only. That's so funny, man. They're just like, okay, you know, if you want to buy it, but don't come crying to us when you lose your shirt on Pepe coin because we told you it's completely useless and for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, I still just don't get meme coins, right? But it points something out, right? If, okay, you know, you asked me about this coin. Okay, I get it. You wanted to know, you know, what I thought about it. Well, my opinion of this Veil coin is not very high, right? What were we looking at over here? Because I don't even know if they're still working on it, right? Their website only talks about 2018, 2019. It doesn't seem like they're very far along on this roadmap thing. Right? If you want a privacy coin, maybe you better look into Monero, right? Monero is much more mainstream privacy coin, right? Okay, so they're up to date. Great. If it's for you, it's for you. For me, I would give it can't sell it anywhere evaluation. That would be my. But I'm not really a financial advisor. I'm just giving you hints on how to find information about stuff you may not know about, right? So we've got the CoinGecko. We also have CoinMarketCap. Which is another resource very similar to CoinGecko. Charles, that's so nice of you. Charles is helping me cover my gas fees by throwing back $4.99 because apparently that's what he made on his Pepe investment. Yeah. There it is. Since I made at least $4.99 on your live stream, Pepe, I thought I'd just give it to you. That's nice. I appreciate that. I had logged into my MetaMask wallet the other day, and I was like, I think I was on the portfolio site, which you can click here to get to the portfolio site. And I noticed that the Pepe was worth, when I looked at it, I think it was like around $200. And I was like, $200? I mean, how much did I buy? And then when I realized that I bought like $20 worth, when you don't think about the gas fees, I was like, geez, I wish I'd have bought $1,000 worth of it as an example. I think I was doing stuff like that during the heady days of 2021. I was like throwing thousands of dollars around on the live stream because I had thousands of dollars to play with back then. But after the 2022, I'm a little more conservative with the money I'm throwing around. But hey, you can't go back in time, right? But it was kind of, it was kind of thrilling that, oh, look, I made a bunch of money on this little coin that I bought on a lark during the live stream. I'm just checking the feed here. Dogecoin was developed in 2 hours as a joke. It's designed to be inflammatory and lose value over time. If it wasn't for Musk, who knows where it would be? And yes, I still hold Dogecoin. Yeah. I bought a little Dogecoin, but I doubt that it hasn't really taken off from where it was when I bought it, as far as if I think. You need one of those expensive ASIC miners to mine a few pennies a day of Dogecoin. Yeah. I had bought a Bitcoin miner on eBay back in 2013 for $350. And I used it to mine Bitcoin for about a year and a half until I had broken even. At that time, Bitcoin was around $400. And the value of the Bitcoin that I had was around, I don't know, around $500 or $600. Anyway, when I folded in the extra power, because my power bills went up when I was running that little, and this is just a tiny little miner. I mean, it was just one little miner that I had bought, and it sat on my desk next to my computer. It sounded like a vacuum cleaner. It was so irritating, and my power bills went up. It consumed a lot of the power. But what I learned about mining was that it's all well and good, but it's not a money tree, right? It's not like you just run out and buy a miner and now you've got a license. You're like the Federal Reserve. You can just print money out of nothing, right? No. The miner costs you money. The electricity bill costs you money. The irritation of having this giant, of the fans blowing, you pay in irritation, noise pollution, and you have to spend a lot of time configuring it and massaging it and making sure that, like, if it goes down, you can get it back up and running, that kind of stuff. It's technically challenging to maintain, but over time it degrades, right? Because at least for a Bitcoin miner, the difficulty of mining Bitcoin goes up over time, and so a particular mining rig is going to become less and less efficient as time goes by, and eventually it will cost you more to maintain it than what it's going to be giving back to you, right? It eventually burns out and becomes obsolete over time. And this could be over maybe a couple years, right? But that's something you need to think about. And it was a great experiment. But in the end, my conclusion, and this is just me, this is just my opinion, was that it was easier and cheaper to just use money that I have in my pocket to buy coins and hope that they had, a return on investment down the road, right? Rather than all of the headaches and the capital investment and the power bills and everything else that go into mining. I did some mining videos early on and, some mining demos, but I haven't done them in a long time because I'm not mining anymore. It's just too much of a headache for me. Much easier just to invest in coins using money and then hope they do do well as investments, right? Easier. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you're doing well, you can buy a new ASIC machine every year using your profits or whatever. Maybe even sell your old one on eBay to someone that is willing to get a hold of a machine that's a little less efficient but still viable, right? So you could trade up, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot to deal with, right? But fun, right? If you like mining. Let's see. Who's asking anything right now? Anybody? I always get so disappointed when I go through my live streams and see a question that was like a slam dunk for me that I missed, and I apologize if I did. JDO and Dan do very well with helping me by answering questions. They're always like got their nose to the grindstone. They're checking out the live stream. Now, we were talking about managing MetaMask, and I was showing you how you can switch between accounts and how the MetaMask has labels for the different accounts, but I didn't really talk about networks much. So every single account that's in here can also hold assets on the different networks that I've set up. I didn't even pull down the network chooser at all as I was talking. So each of these different networks can, you can use the different networks within each wallet, right? So if I go to Polygon mainnet, you'll see that this wallet, that CryptoDad main wallet, the standalone wallet, has some Polygon assets in there, right? You can see them in there. And so every wallet, not every wallet has assets on all the different chains, but like, for example, this ledger-based, if I switch over to Polygon mainnet, you'll see that I have some Matic assets on here as well, right? Now, I can also switch over to Binance Smart Chain, and you'll see that this wallet has some BNB in there. There's not much there. My BNB is mostly in this particular wallet. So you can see that every single wallet can hold and manage assets on each chain that you have set up in MetaMask, right? So, oh, it looks like I've got 2 polygons in there. Yeah. Right, and oh, Avalanche too. I believe there's some Avalanche in this particular wallet. Oh, it found some tokens. Yay. Okay. Import all. All right. So as you can see, I've got I can manage multiple networks, and the tokens are all in the wallet, right? They may not show up when I'm in the Ethereum network, right? I don't see that Avalanche or that Joe in this wallet, but it's in this wallet, right? I just have to be on the right network to see the assets and manage them, right? So yeah, we had talked a little bit about switching between accounts, but each wallet can also manage assets on various networks. I don't know if there's any Moonbeam in this wallet. Yeah, there's a little bit, right? I bought this a while back, and it's just left it there. It's fine. It's not going anywhere. Let me go down here. How long after the last halving did it take BTC to take off? I forget. Generally, it's the consensus is it's within a year, sometimes year and a half for it to moon out, right? Osmosis looks like a buy. I do have some Osmosis in my Kepler wallet. Not a bunch, a little bit. Hi, CryptoDad. I have a question about Ledger extension for Safari browser. I'm using mostly Brave browser in combination with MetaMask, but can I add the Ledger extension on Brave browser? I did a video on the Ledger extension for your phone, but I don't believe they have it for available for Brave and Chrome yet, but we can double check. Whoops. Midat, are you on an Apple computer? Whoops. Whoops. I don't use Safari. I think there's a. I thought I felt the cat's tail on me there. I don't know that there's a version of. Where's the download button? Okay, yeah, okay, that's for Mac, right? I don't think they have a version of Safari for PC, as far as I know. Right? So, I mean, I can run Safari on my iPhone, but not on my PC. And I don't believe they have the version. They're supposedly going to have a version of the Ledger extension for Brave and for Chrome, at the very least Chrome. And once they do that, then you'll be able to use the Ledger extension on a PC in conjunction with your device. But you can already do that using MetaMask, right? You can manage Ledger-based accounts in MetaMask. Let's go back to Ethereum. So you can manage your Ledger device using MetaMask. Now, the attraction of the Ledger extension, so they say, yeah, Safari's Mac only. The attraction of the extension is supposedly that you don't have to enable blind signing to make trades and transfers. But I did a video on the extension, and when I went to actually make my swap, it told me I had to have blind signing enabled. And I was kind of like, gee, I thought this whole Ledger extension thing was going to get around that. But I don't know if maybe they haven't implemented that or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I'm all for the Ledger extension. They're the company that makes the device. It would be nice if they, you know, the idea of the Ledger extension is that you're not using anything third party at all, right? You can connect directly to like OpenSea. I think it was OpenSea using the Ledger extension so that your device is managed directly in the Ledger extension rather than in a third party wallet. I don't really know what the problem with using a third-party wallet is. They work okay, but there's the Ledger claims, and a lot of people claim that enabling blind signing is lowering your security. You know, which is true, but it won't work at all unless you do. Blind signing just means that it has to blindly sign the transaction because the device or the app on the device is not capable of interpreting all the contract data that is being thrown at it. So there's this thing called blind signing, which we enable so that I can just, approve the entire transaction, even though I don't see all the little data coming through. It's a tricky subject, but the ledger extension is supposed to make that a thing of the past, right? Because now with the ledger extension, you're using all ledger, you don't have to use the third party, and from what I was told or what I heard, you don't need to enable blind signing. But when I used it on my phone to buy an NFT on OpenSea, at one point during that transaction, it went, you need to have blind signing enabled. And so I was like, okay, I guess I need to enable blind signing. I don't remember what it was. I think I was able to log in and have it sign. I was able to sign in without having blind signing enabled. But when it came to actually purchasing the NFT and paying the fees, it said I needed blind signing enabled. I don't know maybe I was doing it wrong. I don't know. Oh, I see. Yeah, So it's working great on your Mac using the Safari browser, which is cool. But you like using Brave as well and so do I. Yeah, I love Brave. It's my go-to browser because it blocks ads and trackers and whatnot. And Ledger said that they're working on it, right? But they also told me they're going to send me a Ledger Stacks in March, but they didn't. They told me it would be another 2 months, and now it's been 2 months, and I haven't heard anything back from them. And they also told me they were going to have this Ledger card the CL card back in 2019, 20, whatever it was, and I still haven't seen it. I guess it's available in Europe, right? So don't hold your breath is the term that comes to mind. They also were talking about the Ledger extension when I went to the New York Ledger Open in 2021. Or was it 2022? I can't remember. It's been a while. And they still, the extension is it was a long time before I even saw the extension available at all. But I did do, and then it was on test flight on iOS for a few months before it was actually available as a full-fledged app. I don't like test flight. I used it back when I was young and brave and a go-getter. I used to download test flight apps, and download beta versions of the iOS, because I wanted, to be the latest and the greatest. But I ran into all kinds of technical problems during one iOS update because I had downloaded the beta version. And then when the full version came out, it was all glitchy because I had downloaded the beta version. And so I was like, I'm not messing around with beta versions and test flight apps that aren't full-fledged apps. That's just me. Yeah, the CL card is a legal issue in the US. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I guess that one isn't necessarily Ledger's fault, right? Okay, so Dan is signing out. That's always good alert for me. So I've got this cool end screen for you guys. Is this it? Yeah. Don't forget, I do this every Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. I hope to see you again next week. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.